What if Heartland Season 19 is not just another season, but the beginning of something bigger? Fans are asking if the trailer for Episode 1 secretly hides clues that a spin-off might be on the way. Could the world of Heartland be expanding right before our eyes? Heartland has always been more than just a TV series. For nearly 2 decades, it has grown into a comfort zone for millions of fans around the world. It's not just about horses or family struggles, it's about legacy, healing, and the power of community. Every new season feels like a homecoming, and Season 19 is no different. But this time, things feel a little different. With the release of the Episode 1 trailer, whispers have started across fan groups, forums, and social media. Is Heartland preparing us for something more than just another season? The trailer opens with familiar sights, the ranch, the rolling fields, the horses galloping under wide skies. But it isn't just nostalgia that catches your eye. There's a shift in tone, subtle but noticeable, almost as if the story is making room for something new. Longtime fans who have watched every season carefully know that trailers are never random. Every shot is intentional, every frame designed to stir curiosity. And that's exactly what this one does. The opening moments remind us of what makes Heartland special. We see the Bartlett-Fleming family gathering in the kitchen, the warmth of their bond filling the screen. Yet, at the same time, the trailer slips in images that feel unfamiliar. A new face, a different backdrop, conversations that hint at change. The question is, why now? Why is Season 19 introducing these elements after so many years of steady storytelling? To understand this, you have to look at Heartland not just as a series, but as a universe. Long-running shows eventually face a choice. They can either close their story with a final chapter or expand their world by passing the torch to new characters. The trailer for Season 19 Episode 1 seems to be flirting with the second option. It's almost as if the writers want us to prepare for a new story, a spin-off, one that carries the spirit of Heartland, but explores it in a fresh way. As we listen to the voices in the trailer, we notice the words are heavier, filled with meaning. One line stands out, "This place will always be home." But sometimes home is just the beginning, a simple sentence. But when placed in the context of a new season, it feels like a message to fans, an invitation to imagine what comes after Heartland as we know it. Is this a direct hint at a spin-off? Or is it just the writers reminding us that life moves forward even in beloved TV worlds? Another detail that sparks curiosity is the focus on the younger characters. Katie, Lindy, and Parker appear with more screen time than usual, not just as background figures, but as individuals with growing storylines. For many fans, this feels like the most natural path toward a spin-off. Just as Heartland began with Amy stepping into her mother's shoes, maybe we are watching the next generation take their first steps into stories that could someday stand on their own, but it's not only about the younger cast. The trailer also shows Jack in reflective moments, scenes where he looks back on his past. For a character as deeply loved as Jack, this raises another question. Could a spin-off dive into his younger years, showing us how the Bartlett family legacy was built? A prequel series, perhaps, that gives fans a chance to understand the roots of Heartland even better, and then there's the tone. Heartland trailers usually lean on emotion, but this one feels layered with suspense. The music swells not only with warmth but also with anticipation, as if the story is about to turn a corner. Trailers often serve as promises to the audience, and the promise here feels bigger than just another season premiere. It feels like a window into the future of the franchise. So, as Season 19 approaches, fans are left with a burning question. Is this just the next chapter of Heartland? Or is it the opening act of something much larger? That's the mystery we'll explore. The trailer for Heartland Season 19 Episode 1 may only last a couple of minutes, but every second feels packed with meaning. For casual viewers, it might just look like another beautiful collection of shots from the ranch. But for longtime fans, each frame carries weight. Each look and word is carefully chosen. Let's slow down and break it all apart, piece by piece, to understand what the writers might be telling us. The very first shot is pure Heartland magic: wide open fields, a horse running free and sunlight spilling across the horizon. It's a reminder that no matter how much time passes, the ranch itself is always the heart of the story. But then the focus shifts quickly. Instead of lingering on the land, the camera turns to Amy, standing quietly at the fence, her eyes thoughtful. It's not just a happy moment. It's a moment of reflection. Her silence feels important, almost like she's watching more than just horses, she's watching the future unfold. From there, we get a rapid series of scenes that feel deliberately chosen. One clip shows Katie walking across the ranch with determination in her step. Another shows Lindy with a horse, her bond with the animals already echoing Amy's journey from season 1, and then we see Parker, standing at the edge of the property, looking outward. These aren't just filler shots. Together, they suggest that the younger generation is stepping forward, ready to carry more of the story. It feels like the trailer is saying, watch closely. The torch is being passed, but it's not only the younger cast. The trailer also highlights tension. There's a scene of Lou at a town meeting, her voice raised, speaking with urgency. We don't hear the full conversation, but the energy suggests a conflict brewing, something that could affect not just the family but the entire community. Heartland has always balanced personal struggles with wider community issues, and this trailer reminds us that both storylines are still alive. Yet the way Lou's storyline is positioned here makes you wonder, could this be leading to a story that branches off on its own? Lou's leadership role has been growing season by season. A spin-off that follows her political journey isn't impossible. Then comes Jack. In one of the most striking moments of the trailer, he's seen sitting alone, hat in his hands, looking out at the ranch as if remembering the past. A line of dialogue plays, "We've come a long way." But the road doesn't end here. The line could mean many things. But paired with Jack's reflection, it feels like both a tribute to Heartland's history and a hint of what could still come. Some fans even think it's setting up a prequel story, one that takes us back to Jack's younger years and the foundation of Heartland itself. The trailer also sprinkles in conflict outside the ranch. We see a brief shot of a new character, someone not immediately recognizable, arriving in town. Their role isn't explained, but the focus on them feels intentional. Could this person be tied to a storyline that extends beyond season 19? Spin-offs often begin with small introductions like this, a new face slowly being woven into the world, before taking the spotlight later. Another noticeable detail is the tone of the music. Heartland trailers usually carry a soft, emotional score, but this time the music swells with a sense of urgency, almost suspenseful at times. It's as if the story is preparing for bigger stakes. That choice alone makes the trailer stand out. Music is never random, it's used to guide emotion, to hint at what's coming. And here, it seems to be telling us, expect change. What's especially powerful is how the trailer balances nostalgia with new beginnings. There are tender shots of Amy with Lindy, reminding fans of how far the characters have come since season 1, but those moments are quickly followed by hints of fresh journeys: Katie training, Parker seeking independence, Lou leading the community. It's almost like the trailer is split in two, half dedicated to honoring the past, half pushing toward the future, and that's why this breakdown matters. The trailer doesn't just promote season 19, it feels like it's teasing what comes after. The way it introduces new characters, the focus on the younger cast, the reflective moments with Jack, and the heavier tone all combine to create a question in the minds of fans. Is Heartland setting up for a spin-off? Every trailer has a purpose. This one doesn't just promise more of the same, it promises evolution. And that's what makes season 19 episode 1 feel so important. It's not just the start of another season. It might be the opening scene of a bigger story that takes the Heartland universe into new directions. Asterisk. When a show like Heartland lasts almost 2 decades, it doesn't just become television, it becomes tradition. Generations of fans have grown up alongside Amy, Lou, Jack, and the others, and that kind of storytelling doesn't end quietly. If the trailer for season 19 is really hinting at something bigger, then the most exciting possibility is a spin-off. But what kind of spin-off could Heartland create? Let's explore the paths that feel the most likely. The first and perhaps most natural direction is a Next Generation series. Throughout the trailer, we see Katie, Lindy, and Parker stepping into bigger roles. These aren't just kids hanging around the ranch anymore. They're characters with their own choices, struggles, and dreams. Fans already know how powerful the passing of the torch can be. Back in season 1, Amy had to carry on after her mother's sudden death, and that's what sparked the entire journey. Now imagine a spin-off where Katie or Lindy takes center stage, dealing with her own battles while still rooted in the values of Heartland. It would feel both familiar and new. A continuation that honors the past while writing a future. Another possibility is a prequel story, one that goes back in time to Jack's younger days. Jack has always been the soul of Heartland, the anchor who keeps everyone steady. But we've only ever heard about his past through stories and small glimpses. What was it really like when he first built the ranch? How did he handle the hardships of youth, love, and responsibility? A spin-off focused on Jack's early years could give fans a chance to fall in love with Heartland all over again, this time through a different era. Imagine a 1970s or 1980s Heartland, with its own struggles, its own style, and a young Jack, facing the challenges that made him the man we know. Today, there's also the option of a side story spin-off that doesn't focus directly on the main family, but instead on a supporting character branching out. Lou, for instance, has become more than just a ranch hand. She's a leader in the community, a woman with responsibilities that stretch far beyond the ranch. A show that follows her political career, the tough decisions she makes for Hudson, and the way she balances that with family life could offer a whole new angle on the Heartland universe. This kind of spin-off could give fans more of the world they love while telling a story with a very different tone. And then there's the fresh start spin-off, introducing new characters who aren't fully tied to the Bartlett Fleming family but still live within the world of Heartland. The trailer for season 19 already shows us a mysterious new face. Who are they? Why are they being given screen time so early? Sometimes shows plant these seeds deliberately, slowly building a character that later takes on their own journey. Imagine a new family moving into Hudson, with connections to the ranch but their own challenges and goals. This type of spin-off could expand the universe in ways we haven't even imagined yet. It's important to remember that Heartland isn't the first long-running show to face this question. Other beloved series have done it successfully. Think about how Grey's Anatomy spun off into private practice, or how The Walking Dead created multiple series from its original story. Each spin-off worked because it took the heart of the original and placed it in a fresh setting. Heartland could easily follow this path. It already has a rich world, layered characters, and decades of history. All it needs is the right thread to pull, and a new series could be born. But here's the key. Heartland fans are deeply loyal, and any spin-off would need to honor that loyalty. It can't just be a copy of the original, it has to feel necessary. That's why the hints in the trailer are so interesting. They don't scream spin-off directly, but they whisper it. A little more focus on the kids. A little more mystery and new characters. A little more reflection on the past. It's all carefully balanced, as if the writers are testing the waters, asking fans, are you ready for more? Of course, there's also the chance that all of this is just speculation. Maybe season 19 is simply about growth within the main story, without any intention of a spin-off. But isn't that part of the fun? The excitement of wondering what's next? The thrill of seeing small clues and imagining bigger futures? That's the magic of Heartland. It keeps fans talking, dreaming, and waiting for what comes next. So, whether it's Katie taking the lead, Jack's past being explored, Lou stepping into her own world, or an entirely new story being born, the truth is clear. Heartland has everything it needs for a spin-off. And if the trailer is any indication, the seeds might already be planted. Asterisk, as the dust settles on the season 19 episode 1 trailer, one truth becomes clear. Heartland still has the power to move us. After nearly 20 years on screen, it continues to spark debates, inspire hope, and stir curiosity. But this time, the conversations aren't just about what's happening in the season ahead, they're about what lies beyond it. Could this trailer be planting the seeds for a future spin-off? Or is it simply reminding us that Heartland itself still has plenty of story left to tell? That tension between what is and what might be is what makes this trailer so powerful. when you look at the bigger picture. It's almost poetic. Heartland has always been about family, about passing wisdom from one generation to the next, and about honoring the past while building a future. In many ways, the idea of a spin-off feels like a natural extension of that message. Just as Jack passed down his values, just as Amy carried on her mother's legacy, maybe the series itself is preparing to pass its torch. If that's the case, then the trailer isn't just teasing season 19, it's inviting us to imagine the next chapter of the Heartland universe. But here's the thing, nothing is confirmed. No official announcement has been made. Right now, we're all in the same place, fans watching closely, analyzing every frame, and wondering what comes next. And honestly, that's part of the magic. Heartland has always been a journey we take together, one episode at a time, one season at a time. Maybe season 19 is just another chapter, or maybe it's the start of something bigger. Either way, the fact that we're even asking the question shows how alive this story still is, and maybe that's the most important takeaway. Spin-off or not, the trailer proves that Heartland still knows how to surprise us. It still has layers to peel back, new characters to introduce, and old favorites to challenge in fresh ways. For a show that has run this long, that's rare. Most series burn out or repeat themselves by now. Heartland, however, feels like it's reinventing itself, keeping the spirit intact while evolving just enough to stay relevant. That balance is what has kept fans loyal for 19 seasons, and it's what makes the possibility of a spin-off feel believable. Now, let's turn the question to you, the fans. You are the heart of this series just as much as the characters on screen. You've watched these stories unfold, you've invested in their lives, and your voices matter. If Heartland were to create a spin-off, what would you want to see? Would you prefer to follow Katie and Lindy into the future, watching them carve out their own path? Would you like to dive into Jack's past, exploring the roots of the ranch and the challenges that shaped him? Or would you rather see a whole new family, connected to Heartland but telling their own story? Your imagination is part of the fun. Share your ideas in the comments, start the discussion, and let's see how creative the Heartland community can be. After all, shows like this thrive not just on what's written by the writers, but also on the energy of their fans. If enough people dream about a spin-off, talk about it, and ask for it, who knows? The creators might just listen. So, as we step into season 19, keep your eyes wide open. Watch every scene carefully, listen to every line of dialogue, and pay attention to the characters who seem to be getting more screen time than usual. Because whether or not a spin-off is truly coming, the clues are there. And part of the joy of being a fan is piecing it all together. One thing is certain, Heartland is far from over. Whether it continues as one long-running story or blossoms into something new, the spirit of the ranch, the love, the resilience, the family ties will live on. And maybe, just maybe, this trailer isn't just about the next season. Maybe it's about the future of the entire Heartland universe. So here's the final thought. Season 19 is about to open its doors. But could it also be opening a whole new chapter? One we've only just begun to imagine? That's the question the trailer leaves us with. And that's the question only time and maybe the fans will answer.